Hey, very good morning to you all. How are you guys? Welcome to the Trading Cage. And this is where we beat the gold every single day, just to say that. Good morning to you guys. I still have got that cough. Okay, that's not going away for some reason, but it's totally fine. I think we'll have to uh, survive with that and learn how to work with it because it's not easy. Let's have a look at what has been happening with our gold today. Let's see what's going on here. Let me just sort out my. There we go. That's a lot better. So we started yesterday a new account. Just want to show you guys this here. Um, so we started a account with $10,000. Okay. And we're going to try to grow this account um, throughout the year, and let's see how far we get in the end of the year with this account. Okay, so I put in $10,000 yesterday. We did pretty much 3% of that $10,000, and that's always maintaining our risk management in place. Okay, so we don't want to be doing anything risky. We want to do things the proper way and see how far we can get with that account. Um, so let's go over to our daily chart. We actually made a sell last night together with my students. Um, we sold and we made some profit there on candle 13 last night of the 15 minutes, which was good. Paid us. And then he came back and then he went to the minimals, but then we were long gone by the time it reached the minimals. So what we got for today, still the same. Let me just delete this one. Let me try to delete these. Um, take this one out. I'll take this one out for now. Okay. So in here, we still have got that macro movement, okay? Which was that big retraction. That's our bigger movement with our bigger FIBO. At the moment, we are still above the 50% of that macro Fibonacci, but we are just on the trigger candle 29, okay? Candle 35, which was yesterday's candle, tried to break through that candle 29 and didn't manage to. So it's still market still playing around in that space. Last night or this morning, market actually managed to break through that trigger candle, and then it came back to test. Let's have a look right now. If it's still above that 5020 or if it's actually below at the moment. Okay, we need to see if price is not managing to break through that trigger candle there. It will possibly have to come down quite a bit lower to grab more liquidity before it breaks through that. So we got to make sure that we are not buying just below 5020. Okay, we can buy above 5020, but not below 5020. So we gotta make sure that we're doing that the right way. But we can sell below the 5,000. We could sell. Okay, 5,000, as I always say, it's 50% not only of this last retraction, it's also a round number. And normally at round numbers, the market will play around a little bit. So it will work as support and resistance. You don't want to be, You don't want to be stuck around support and resistance on the market. Okay, so you don't want to be trading exactly at that 5,000. Let me just open one thing up here. There you go. So yeah, you don't want to be playing around that that $5,000 mark. Okay, better to wait. So this is us on our the daily. Um, sorry. We had this trend line yesterday that I put in. Let's see how the market's reacting to it. We could move it here. So we're still on an uptrend at the moment. Price did break through that 520, which was trying to do for the last couple of days and didn't manage to. It did renew that price, but it hasn't managed to break through that maximum high over there at 5045, which is the maximum of that structure. We got candle 103 coming back below 5020 here, which is our trigger candle on the on the daily. So right now candle 104 is trying to push price back up. It will basically encounter a barrier here on candle 101. So let's see what will happen there. For the moment, we've got support here, which should be working as support, but price 103 actually came below this last structure here, which 76 and 77, 78 and 84 should be holding that price. Okay, it shouldn't allow this price to come back below, but it did anyways, which means that market might need to grab a little bit more liquidity before it continue on its way up. I'm going to take this one out because right now we don't have that. Let me just see how much inefficiency I have to the left. Not much. I actually have this here. So I've got this inefficiency here, which could help the price to accelerate. Not only that, we have stops on the high of this structure here, and that also could help the price to accelerate once it reaches that region. I put go green, cool. Okay, so that's buying contracts right there. Sorry. Okay, so this is us for the 1 hour chart for now. Got support, we got resistance up above, we got resistance right there. I'm just gonna put a line here just to see. That's it. So it's exactly that. So this is our resistance in there. So we've got these trigger candles here, and then we've got these high structures there. Then it becomes support and resistance right through. Then over here, support again, support, and then resistance. Right now is resistance. So it's good to know where our resistance are before we try to do anything. All right, so let's go down to our 15 minutes and see what else we could see on this market here. So we had candle 53 trying to make a pullback, but then candle 54 is bringing price back inside of the structure here, which should have have had worked as a support. Right now, candle 53 has reached the target, which was trigger candle 37. Didn't manage to break through that, so candle 54 is going to try again. And let's see what happens in this region. Apart from that, we are in a high trend at the moment, making higher highs and higher lows. Price may need to come around here to grab a bit more liquidity below candle 37, okay? And also it might come back down below, but we are in the 50% of the day, in the region of the 50% of the day. So we may get a rejection of this 50% for the market to continue going up, okay? Then if it comes up and it doesn't manage to once again break through that resistance, then price will have to come down lower to grab more liquidity to try to make the movement again. So it's really easy to predict this once you know what you're doing and what you're looking for, at least. Um, Let me have a look here at my 1 minute. Well, let's see if I have got a trend line there. No, not yet. So on 1 minute, I've got lower lows and lower highs at the moment. But let's see how that plays out. We could get a rejection here at the 50% region, okay, of the day. So that would be quite cool because then we can buy with enough space to actually go back to the high price, and that would be quite okay, which means about 1,500 points. That would be a good take. Let me see who's here and who's not in our live. All right, cool. Well, if you guys have got any questions, don't hesitate to ask, okay? I'm here to help all of you guys with all the questions you may have. So whatever you need, you can count on me to help you out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video, okay? Also, if you could share this with your friends, that would be much appreciated. Um, as this is a new project, we started this in the beginning of January. We have just over 500 subscribers at the moment. So it would be awesome to reach our target, which is 3,000 subscribers. Gonna take a little bit of time, but we'll get there, and it will be sweet. Candle 54 is still coming back down over here in 1 minute. Candle 800 has confirmed the pullback to the minimals, okay? So we expect at least someone to come here and renew this price, this low price here below 782. So we're waiting for someone to do that at the moment. For the moment, none of the candles have done it. And that's all good. Ooh, found it. I'm gonna have a bit of this to see if I can stop coughing. Life is not easy some days, some days. All right. Maybe I'll get better now. Who knows? So candle 802 is coming down. Okay. It has to come and renew this lower price since it has already confirmed pullback. But for that, candle 54 needs to break through candle 37. Gonna go over here to my 5 minutes. We've got our 50% of the day. What I'm expecting here is price to respect this trigger candle 111 and possibly make a rejection of this 50% so we could buy. If that does happen, then it's going to be really awesome. Sorry. Just setting up my other platform here with my Brazilian market because I'm looking to buy dollar today. So let's see at how Brazilian market's behaving. While gold is just going to um, renew that low price as it has to. Um, looking to buy today and Brazilian real against dollar. But let's see what it will do. If I buy today with about 40 lots, that would be awesome. It'll get me a little bit of money for the weekend. Yeah. Cool. So candle 161804 came here to the region of the low price, okay, region of the trigger candle in the 15 minutes. Got a little bit of a push up in there, but it still hasn't renewed that low price. I'm still expecting candle 162 to come down below. Candle 162 have tested the trigger candle 159 already, so there's no reason for it to go back up there to test it once again. But we have to wait for it. If you guys have got any questions whatsoever about the market today or the technique I use or whatever else you would like to know, don't hesitate to ask, okay? I do offer private mentorships. I actually have quite a lot of students that I mentor, um, and it would be awesome to help you guys to learn how to make money with responsibility every single day, okay? So I can help you with that. Candle 806 is coming back, so we had a pullback on the region of the 50% here by candle 805. Let's say if candle 806 will come and conclude the obligation of that pullback. Candle 161 is coming back right now to that 50% of the day. Price may get stuck around this region a little bit before it actually decides to move. But if it does decide to move, we'll be on it. We don't want to be selling right now because we are too close to that 50% region and to the triggers. So I prefer to buy on a rejection here than actually sell right now. Let's wait for it to confirm for us. Candle 807 is coming here, so it has created a smaller pullback inside of this larger pullback here on the 1 minute. As we can see, 807 hasn't renewed. This one, 808 renewed and paid the pullback here, the micro pullback. Now 808 has to come and renew the lowest price of candle 782. Once it does that, then it has no more obligations to continue on its way down. It can come back up. Okay, it did that, so that's paid that obligation there. Let's see what's going to happen now around the 50% of the day to see if this price will continue going up or if it's going to come down a bit more to grab that liquidity below candle 111. Got a bit of a push up here around the 50% of the day and the trigger candle 111. Sorry. There we go. Candle 162 has reached our 50% of the day now. Let's see what's going to happen there. If candle 163 breaks through that 50% of the day and stays below, we could be looking at a short in the market if it doesn't come to grab that liquidity straight away. If it stays above 50% and closes inside of candle 162, we could see a three candle pattern there to actually go back up. Okay, so rejection of that 50%. For now, all that we are going to do is wait. Okay, candle 163 is rejecting that region as we had spoken about. So that's good. just organize a couple of things here. Oh, it rejected and already moved right back up. He actually wanted to get into that trade. So it's not going to let us get into that trade because already went on target. Not good, eh? Not good at all. No, all we can do now is wait. Unfortunately, it has gone through too close to our target at the moment. So we'll have to wait a bit more. Okay, so Brazilian real against dollar is going up as well. It's quite good. Let's see what the market's doing now. Let me protect my trade. All right, so candle 164. We could buy at candle 164, but the stop loss is too huge. It's too big. Since it hasn't really broken through the structures here, to the left, it's hard to say this price could actually just come here and drop quite quickly. Okay, I do believe that it will continue to go up, but at the moment I have no anchor for my stop. I have nowhere to hide my stop. It did go through that trigger candle there on the daily, okay, candle 163. But again, it could come back down. So it is a regional support at the moment. Let's wait and see if it will continue to be or what it's going to happen in that region. But I do believe that this price will go up as it has already broken through the trigger candles to the left. But then we're talking about 1500 points for a stop. So it's a very long stop. What I expected before was this price 163 to reject and then for us to buy around here somewhere. So we could get this whole movement. But at the moment, it's already up there. So, and it hasn't done any sort of pullbacks. So I can hide my stop loss in case the movement continue on its way up. I need some sort of support, strong support to hide my stop here. Sorry. So candle 164 hasn't really continued the movement yet. it has renewed the high of the last structure. Okay, so the maximum of candle 156, 158, sorry. So it has grabbed all that liquidity in there, and now it's just coming back inside the structure, which is making a pullback here. So in case it does confirm a pullback, I can actually hide my stop loss below here, candle 814 per se. I'm just waiting to see if it's going to confirm that pullback or what it's going to do. If it does confirm it, then it's going to be awesome because then I can get into my next buy. Let's have a look here at sorry, at our movement. Let's see where is our 50% because it might be kind of close. Oh, it's just above that 50 now. Okay. All right. So let's say candle 164 needs to close above that 50%. Then candle 165 would need to test these regional support for us to be able to buy. At the moment, if it closes below, it would be talking more about a sell than a buy. But I do believe this price is actually going up instead of coming down. So I don't want to be selling right there, especially we just broke through that trigger candle on the daily that we talked about early this morning on our analysis of the daily chart. So let's see what it's going to do now. We've got these Fibonacci here, these micro Fibo there. Price is coming around to that 50%. So candle 164 did not close above that 50%. So we are not going to buy right now. If candle 164 had closed above the structure here, so above 158, it would be awesome because then 165 could come down, test it for support, and then continue on its way up. That would have indicated that price will continue to come into the high part of the structure. 165 is actually rejecting that 50%. And confirming pullback to the minimals if it closes below this 50% here on the 1 minute. So let's see what it will actually do. If it does confirm that pullback, then price will have to come here below 814. And then it will essentially come back below that trigger candle, which if next candle tests up, then we would have a sell until about 50% of the day. But it would need to break through that trigger candle 162 for us to do that. So it hasn't yet renewed the minimals of 814. So we'll wait for that because it could as well just fail the pullback, come back up over the 50 and then over that 50%. And then that would be an indication that price will be going up once again. So there we go. Failed the pullback right now. Candle 822 came back over the 50% and also broke through that trigger candle 816. Okay, so now it has the obligation of coming back up and renewing the maximum price over that 816. We can't buy yet because candle 165 is below that 50% of the movement. Okay, candle 165 breaking through that 50 now. We've got 30 seconds to go. Candle in the 15 minutes, just coming back to the structure. So we have a good buy with a stop that is about 500 points. So let's see if we can actually, if it's going to allow us to get into this trade. I need a test from candle 166. It must test down. We do not trust candles that do not test. I wanted to test the last support, okay? It's not going to test a hell of a lot. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm going to put a buy there. And my stop loss will be in the minimals of that last movement. So it's good for it to test more because there is the candle of 15 minutes. But sometimes it won't test, it just won't go. It will just continue on its way up. But at the moment, as we had this little lateralization here, it made a healthy pullback. It's good for it to test a little bit. Okay, so testing the 50% right now. Okay, candle 166 has done a very good test. Candle 826 actually went quite up there to the 50% of candle 825. We want to see prices staying above that trigger candle 824. Okay, we're still getting quite a bit of pressure here from sellers. Candle 56 is testing down support here just above the trigger candle 54. So it's testing there. If you find support in there, most likely it will accelerate to come back up to the highs once again. So my stop will be at 5118, and then my take will be at 5036. We got, yeah, $200 top. Yeah, $190 top for a $252 take. I'm still coming back from the carnival, so slept until quite a bit late these last days. Right now, still feeling a bit doozy, and I work until very late because I do operate. We do trade on the opening of the Asian market. So sometimes we stayed. I think last night we stayed up until about 11:30 at night with all our students. And then after that, I still had to do some other bits and pieces before I went to sleep. So I'm a bit tired today. But it's okay. My trade here on the Brazilian real against the good dollar is paying really well at the moment. It's paying $600. On the other account, it's paying $200. And over here on the gold, we haven't done anything yet. So all we can do is wait. Okay, so it came back below that 50 again. So we're gonna close that order, that buy order. We're gonna wait. Simply because candle 165 actually went over there where we wanted. It broke through everything, but then we had candle 166 coming back, closing below that 50. So we don't want to be stuck in a trade up there just in case candle 167 goes, tests up, and then grabs our trade and then pushes the price back down. So we're gonna wait. This could potentially be a three candle pattern. Their rejection of that 50%. But I don't want to sell right now. I'll wait a bit more. That 15 minutes is still in the same region. So it's testing those that support to the left. So I don't want to be selling just now. Candle 167 is testing the support once again. We do have support here on the 1 minute, okay? So I have quite a bit of support. Andre Victor. Escola da Máxima. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. We're still waiting. We are below 50%. So we don't want to be buying right here. We wanted to buy here, but then candle 166 came back down. So we are not buying here at the moment. Patience is the name of the game, okay? So be patient. One thing I always say, patience pays the trader. And pays quite well, actually. It's really funny how candle 167 hasn't been able to move. So right now, what we could be looking at is we have a lot of people selling, we have a lot of people buying, and then price gets just stuck in there because it can't move. Too much pressure from both sides. I would still bet on a buy at the moment because we are above that trigger candle. We're just below 50% of the movement. We are over 50% of the day. But things are a bit stuck here at the 1 minute. Nothing to do. Price is just there. Let's see if it would confirm the pullback. It's staying above this 50% here as well. So it's staying above 50% of this movement on 1 minute, which does indicate that most likely price will come back up. But at the moment, it could go either way. We're going to see a little bit of liquidity coming up to the market and changing the frequency a little bit because we're getting quite close to the 10 o'clock mark. Let me do a little bit of a analysis with you guys. So for the opening of the American market, what I would be expecting is if this price manages to break through this 50% and comes back up to this region here, look at that 167 closed below as well. So not very good news. This price may come down here and grab this whole inefficiency here from candle 55. So if price does break through this region here of the 166, it will come back up to here 5038. Okay, I would be looking to buy until about this trigger candle 124. I wouldn't go so far out. Okay, until there you would be safe. Over here, in case of a short, where would we short this market? Um, I would wait for this price to come back down below this trigger candle and just to get in inside of that trigger candle 162 before I get into that sale, okay, because I needed to confirm. Also, I would need it to test up in here the region of the 5020, which is that trigger candle. So I want to see some sort of resistance in here, then I could sell. Now, if it doesn't go up, it will have to come down a bit lower to grab this liquidity, which could mean that most likely price will come around here. Okay, it could accelerate and come all the way down here today to grab that liquidity below it moves up at the hour of the American market opening, okay, which is in about an hour and a half. So don't buy just there at that 50%. Wait for it to break through, okay? And then you can buy. If it does reject that and comes down below, then you could sell, but sell below the trigger candle 162 here, okay? So just remember to lower your hands and then so you can have the right lots in there so you can have the stop that you can actually afford. Because if price accelerates to come here, you're looking over 1,500 points. So it's quite a bit of a stop. At the 1 minute, it got really boring for us because look, there's nothing there for us to do. I wouldn't sell or buy with these amount of um, candles just staying in one region, just consolidating there. So for me, most likely this price will have to come down, stop everybody that bought here, and then try to move back up. Okay, so this is what I think might happen. Now, if it does induces more sellers to sell because we are below 50% and price is not being able to break through, then we could see price coming below candle 111. That's quite a bit of stops here. And not only that, we have this whole inefficiency here from candle 82, which will help the price to come back down. Now, there we go, candle 168. See what I said, it just induces people, then creates a stop, and then you go to grab it. If candle 168 closes above it, I would be putting a buy in, but I would need a test, okay? At the moment, again, we're talking 1,000 points of a stop. On 68 at the moment, it is breaking through. Candle 56 has tested for support. Let's wait for candle 839 to test this broken region now, the broken structure, to see if it's going to come back up. So candle 169 hasn't tested yet. Candle 168 hasn't broken through the structure, so I'm not going to buy there. I would expect, had expected candle 168 to close above here. So that means that it would have broken through and closed above the last structure for the continuance of the price. Okay, candle 56 closed here as some sort of a doji, but it's more a positive candle than anything else. But right now it's not looking too pretty for me to buy. Okay. Guys, this is what we have for today, okay? I do have to go trade with my students live now. So it has been awesome to have you guys here. I hope that you're liking this analysis, okay, in the way we see things. Of course, we are very careful where to get into trades because we want to make sure that our trades, they are very strong and they pay off in the end of the day. There's no point of us just go clicking everywhere and potentially having options to create some stop loss, which is not ideal. Okay, we're here to make money and not to risk money. So don't forget to comment, to like, subscribe to this channel, and share this with your friends. Okay, and if you guys need anything, let me know. I'm gonna put my Brazilian phone number down here. So if you guys are interested in private mentorships, I do supply those, and also you can follow me on Instagram, and I'm always posting. I'm always posting quite a bit of stuff in there, so it's on the chat now. My Instagram as well. Feel free to follow me there, and my other Instagram is actually Tiago Trading Cage, so you can follow me there as well. Okay, thank you very much. You guys have a lovely afternoon, and just be careful around what you're going to do there for the opening of the American market. and everything should be sweet. Okay, I do believe that this movement will come back up here to the last high of the movement, but just wait for it to actually show you that's got enough force to move back up before you get into the trade. So you're not just there, you know, you feel your hands hanging while the chart is just going sideways. It's not a really good feeling to be in that position. All right. Thank you guys. This has been the trading cage where we beat the gold, and we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock with more trading cage. Catch you soon.